Hello and welcome to episode 21 of What's New in CRM 2011, and today we're going to take a look at duplicate detection. Now, as usual, I'm going to be using the web version of CRM to do this demo. Duplicate detection hasn't changed from CRM 4 to 2011, but I find it such a pivotal tool when trying to clean your system that it's worth discussing and showing exactly how the functionality works. Now, before we can actually run a duplicate detection job, the first thing we have to do is to check that the duplicate detection settings are activated. And to do this, we go to Settings, Data Management, Duplicate Detection Settings, and within here we make sure that box is ticked, which is Enable Duplicate Detection, and then the criteria for the duplicate: when a record is created or updated, when CRM for Outlook goes from offline to online, and during data import. The good thing is, once these boxes are checked, you never need to open the duplicate detection settings again. Okay, now duplicate detection settings runs on rules. There are rules that govern what records will be classed as a duplicate. And I'm just going to go ahead and click on duplicate detection rules here, because what we're going to do is we're going to create a new duplicate detection rule to look for all accounts with the same name. Now, by default, you will have 3 duplicate detection rules already in place: accounts with the same email address, contacts with the same email address, and leads with the same email address. One thing Microsoft expects is that email addresses will be unique within the system, hence why these duplicate rules are created by default. All I'm going to do is create a new duplicate detection rule, so I'm going to go ahead and click on New. First thing the system asks for is a name, so I'm going to say accounts with exact name match. Try and be as descriptive as possible when naming your duplicate detection rule, so it's easier to see what they do from the name. Okay, next we're going to have to select the base record type. Now I'm going to go ahead and select accounts. You'll notice that when I select accounts, the matching record type would also auto-populate. We can select case sensitive if we want to, or we could say to exclude inactive matching records. I'm going to leave those 2 blank. The reason why I'm not excluding inactive matching records, because you sometimes have a situation where you may deactivate or make inactive an account or a contact because they no longer do business with the company, but it might be a situation where they come back. Now, if we were to tick that box, it means that someone would create a new contact or new account record when there was an inactive one that they could have simply have reactivated. So I'm going to leave that unticked. So we've told the system the name of the duplicate detection rule and the record type for which the duplicates will occur. Lastly, we just need to tell the system what field it needs to look at to determine whether the record is a duplicate or not. And I'm just going to hover my mouse over select, and when I click on the drop down, it will show me every single field in the account record. I'm going to go ahead and select account name. Our example that we're doing is accounts with exact name match, so I'm going to select account name, and for the criteria I could choose from exact match, same first number of characters, or same last number of characters. If I selected same first number of characters, I could put in, for example, 5, and the system would bring up a duplicate if the first 5 characters of any accounts are the same on creation. I'm going to go for exact match, and I'm also going to tick the box to say ignore blank values. Okay, now I'm going to simply go ahead and save and close. Now, duplicate detection rules are very similar to customizations in the sense that when you've created your customizations or your duplicate detection rules, you need to publish them to make them available for the organization. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'll just tick the box, click on publish, and click OK. And that that duplicate detection rule has now been created. Last thing we have to do is jump back to data management, because we're going to run a duplicate detection job. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on duplicate detection jobs, and I'm going to go ahead and hit new. Now it uses a wizard to run through the duplicate detection job to make life a lot easier for users. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and within this screen all I'm going to simply do is select accounts. I could put extra criteria in here, but there's no need, because what the system will do is it will take a look at the duplicate detection rules that we set up for accounts and use that as the criteria to search for duplicates. So all I'm going to do is tell the system to look for accounts and click next. Now you could run a manual duplicate detection job in the sense where if I was to click next and submit, the job would run straight away, or I could schedule the job by clicking on this box and asking the job to run every 90 days. I could even have the system send me an email once the job has been completed, and when in that email it will contain a link back to this duplicate detection job. But I want to run it straight away, so I'm going to go ahead and untick that box and click next and finally click submit. And you can see there my job is running. It's in progress status reason at the moment. If I click on refresh, just that quickly, there wasn't that many duplicates in the system pardon me, but it's now succeeded. So let's see what duplicates we have. I'm going to double click and open up my duplicate detection job, and on the left hand side here we have view duplicates. And what the system does is it will put all of the duplicates in the top box here, but you can see there are two potential duplicates. There's two test Amstrads with exactly the same name, and what the system will do, it will take the second test Amstrad and place it at the bottom here under the header potential duplicates. Now several things we can do with this. Not recommended, but you can delete one of the records. I will never recommend that. The other option is to merge the records together, and what I mean by merge is if you highlight both records and click on the merge functionality, I'm going to choose select master so I could dictate which records get merged and kept. And what I did was I simply clicked on merge and this screen would appear. Now the top record is on the left and the bottom record is on the right hand side, and basically you can choose which is going to be the master record, i.e. which record are you going to keep. The record that's highlighted for master record will stay active, the other record will become inactive. But what the system will do, it would merge both records into one. So in other words, if there was activities or notes created for this record, once we finish the merge, it will merge all of those notes and activities into the one record. You also have the fields sitting side by side with each other. Say for example, if the street one was different, I could say I might want to keep street one instead, or maybe if the main phone was different. I can now go ahead and click OK. And what the system will do is it will merge two records together, and it will just warn us that one of the records will become deactivated. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and now you can see, once I refresh that top screen, there's actually only one active test Amstrad now, because the second one, even though it's still a duplicate, it's inactive. Duplicate detection is an extremely powerful tool, and is really good for system admin to want to make sure they have a clean database and don't have too many duplicates or records that's no longer needed. Okay, well, thank you for taking the time out to look at this demonstration. Hope it's been of some use for you. Just to point out, remember that when you're creating duplicate detection rules, always remember to publish the rule after you've created them. Thank you.